something.
Well, what do you do for a living when you're not writing bad checks?
I have a small bikini shop.
And how much do you make?
$200 a week after expenses.
So you really can't afford me?
No.
Look, if I don't think I can solve this case, and I go ahead and take everything you make in 1 week for 1 day of my time, what does that make me?
I don't think that's your problem.
Well, I think it makes me an unprincipled jerk. Since I don't have any real close friends, I have to get along with myself. So I don't take cases where I think I'm wasting my time or your money, if you had any.
Wait a minute. Now, what are you doing for dinner tonight?
What?
Well, I know this restaurant out in the valley, and it's really very lovely. If you're free,
Sarah, don't do that. All right, I'll look into it for an hour or so, just for fun, no charge. If it looks like it's going to develop, I'll take it on.
Good.
Here, don't drop it. It may bounce up and hit you in the chin.
Funny. Very funny.
Oh, I don't know, Jimmy. Don't figure it. If I didn't have to keep this job, I'd quit.
So quit.
You don't know what it's like being on parole. You got sprung by the governor. Me, I got to check in once a week with some fish named Norman Carter. Then I got to tell him how it's going. I mean, if my brother-in-law didn't own this paper, I'd never gotten out of prison. Nah, I'm stuck, baby. I'm stuck.
I'm sorry to hear it, Angel.
Yeah, well, I probably had it coming. Did that bank job.
Yeah? When we were in prison, you must have told me 100 times you were innocent.
Well, I wasn't. How about you? Did you do that thing?
No, I was bad rap.
Sure. Look, I told you. Come on, be straight with me. You were in on that robbery, right?
Wrong.
I don't believe you.
Nobody ever did. Look, did you find what I wanted?
Yeah, I looked through some old society columns. I came up with this stuff on that Elias switch. There you go. Take a look at that. That's kind of strange, huh?
Yeah, it sure is. When did her husband die? What's the date?
It was June of last year. Here it is.
Thank you, Angel. Let's have dinner, huh?
Can't. It's condition of parole. I can't hang around with anybody I did time with.
Oh, well, when you get off, then.
Hey, Jim. Just between us. You were dirty, right? You did that thing.
No.
Come on. I'm not going to tell anybody. What the hell? I just want to know for myself.
No, I never pulled that job.
All right. That's the way you want to be about it. I didn't do the bank job either.
I never thought you did.
Well, I didn't.
See you, man.
File is closed. I thought it was a mistake. Getting a homicide a night down here, and I've got to devote all my time to the ones that look solvable.
Dennis, let me have a look at the file, will you?
I can't do that, Jim. I can't even tell you about it. Let's face it, every time you get lucky and you solve one of these dead cases, it makes us look stupid. My captain hates you.
Well, Dennis, look. If you could tell me, what would you say?
If I could tell you, I'd probably tell you that the guy had a $200 diamond on his finger, and for my money, that doesn't shake out as a robbery. That's if I could tell you.
See. Well, I think I'm gonna poke around a little.
If you get anything solid, you'll let me know, right?
Right, and thanks. For nothing. I thought you said this place was informal. What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Listen, I thought we could work out a deal.
I'm sorry, I don't have specials anymore. It's $200 a day plus expenses.
Why so expensive?
It's not expensive. It's just a little less than a good plumber'd make if he doesn't work on the weekends. Besides, it's dangerous. Strange thing about unsolved cases. There's always someone in the shadows who doesn't want them reopened. You'd be surprised how nasty they can be.
What if I paid you on the installment plan?
Oh, I did that once and got stiffed. Ended up in small claims court.
Would you care for cocktails?
Scotch and water, please.
Make it 2.
I'm trying to hire you, but I guess you just don't want to work for me.
You're not trying to hire me. You're trying to chisel me. How big an installment?
$25 a week.
Is that all?
I'll pay you, Mr. Rockford, I promise.
That means if I work for you for 1 day, you owe me $25 a week for 8 weeks. Are you sure that's what you want to do? Okay, we got a deal.
Why did you take it?
Oh, I looked into Mrs. Elias's background. I found something strange. 3 years ago, she was a dancer here in L.A. Did a lot of TV variety shows.
Why is that strange?
Well, she married a man by the name of William Elias. Now, Mr. Elias was 68 years old and looked like he'd been dumped out of a vacuum cleaner. But he had $10 million. So they were married in Las Vegas, and on her wedding night, he croaked.
But I don't see how that ties in with my father's death.
I don't either. Didn't even happen within 10 months of when your father was killed. But Nick's medical school offer, that's also strange, and I don't like coincidences. So I'll look into it for a day or so.
Thank you, Mr. Rockford.
My father is Mr. Rockford. I'm Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Well, I don't mind telling you that his widow, Mrs. Elias, was treated very badly by the authorities. They felt that she had killed him because of the amount of money involved, and also because she was 30 years younger. The fact that he died on the wedding night.
Oh, sounds pretty reasonable.
Yes, well, maybe. But you should have seen his respiratory system. His arteries were hard enough to pound through 2 inches of concrete.
There's no way it could have been induced by electric shock or drugs or something?
No. As I said, Mr. Rockford, Mr. Elias had a cousin who was trying to cut himself into the will. He had 4 different doctors examine the body after I did. They all came to the same conclusion. Mr. Elias died of a very natural and inevitable heart attack.
Thank you.
Mr. Rockford, Are you planning to reopen the case? Well, because if you are and you're interested in a medical opinion, you're wasting your time.
Well, thank you for seeing me, Doctor.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Elias. Yes, I don't know if you remember me, but this is Dr. Seelman.
Oh, yes, of course I remember. Doctor, you did the autopsy on William.
I didn't want to bother you, but there's a man up here who seems quite interested in the coroner's report I filed.
Oh, how strange.
Yes, I felt very badly about the way you were treated when your husband died.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. You wouldn't happen to have his name?
Yes, I do. I have his card. James Rockford. It says that he's a private investigator who specializes in closed cases. Well, there's no address on the card.
I see. Well, thank you very much, Doctor.
Mrs. Elias, if you ever get up to Las Vegas, I hope we might see each other.
Yes, of course, Dr. Seelman. I still have your number. Let's make a date and plan on it. Could I call you back later?
Of course. Yes, I'm always in the office.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. Goodbye.
Yep. Jerry, telephone.
Hello.
Hello, Jerry. It's Millie.
Where's this week's check?
Forget the check. It'll be there. I've got to see you.
Hi.
Hi. Just got back from Vegas. The coroner who did the autopsy says that Mr. Elias died of a heart attack. He swears it's legit. There is no possibility it was induced.
Well, if there was some connection between my father and Mr. Elias, maybe he's lying.
Why?
Well, maybe she paid him.
There were 4 other doctors involved. If you want my opinion, it's a dead end.
Does that mean you're off the case again?
Look, I didn't charge you for the time, 10 hours driving up to Vegas and back. I just put in 7 cents a mile and the gas and the time I spent working on it up there and the 2 phone calls here. Comes to $75. It's tax deductible, this you receipt.
What kind of a jerk are you?
My own kind, I guess. Look, Sarah, I'm sorry. I know you want to find out who killed your father, but... well, if you want to take the advice of a friend, forget it. Like, even if you find out who killed him, he'll still be dead, and you won't feel any better about it, believe me.
You don't know anything about it. You're standing there with your 7 cents a mile and your 2 phone calls, and you're trying to tell me about my father. Well, I'm going to find out who killed him.
It was nice knowing you, Sarah. I think you better bury your father before he buries you.
Yes.
This is Jim Rockford. Look, I was thinking there's still one other thing I could look into.
What's wrong, Jim? You just figure out you're overdrawn at the bank?
Well, you don't have to get smart. Now, I might take a look at Mrs. Elias. If she's sending 8 other guys through medical school, well, maybe you'll give up on all this. How about it? If that's the case, we got a deal? Are you there?
Yes.
Tell you what I'll do. I'll make this half price.
Thank you, Jim. But don't hurt Nick's chances for medical school.
Damn it.
What's wrong?
I tore my picture. I'll call you later.
You don't look much like a dean of admissions.
What do I look like?
You look like a truck driver in a suit.
Well, I'm not. Now, actually, being a dean of admissions is quite a challenging job. Most people don't realize it, but at Mahler, we have at least 1,200 applications for every opening.
Oh, 1,200. What a job you must have screening them out. I had no idea.
Most of those are multiple applications. That means they are people who are also applying to other medical schools.
I see. Well, what is it you want of me, Dean,
Simpson, Carter Simpson. Well, it says that you're the one who's going to pay for Nicholas's education at Muller, and since you're not related to Nicholas Butler, we just wanted to make sure that you're willing to pay for the full 4 years. Well, what we're trying to determine is just how deep your interest in Nicholas really is. Oh, I don't think that came out the way I wanted it.
Nick Butler is a very bright